Hello everyone. It says I'm live. Hopefully I am indeed live. Just very quickly gonna get it out of the way. I do have well, this one just looks the worst right here. It's it's because I pick at my face, and yeah, so just so you know, it's nothing bad. It's just I'm not really good at not picking at my face. Okay, so I can't tell if this is properly doing what it's supposed to. Some of my data on this side doesn't look correct because I can see that there are already people in the chat. Okay, there we go. Okay, so it's updating. I was like, I don't think that's right. All right, so I just wanted to say hello to everybody. Hello, live and learn joy. Let's see. Okay, so the reason you're gonna see this powered by StreamYard thing is one, because I'm too cheap to pay for it, but two, because I can do this. Watch. Yay! How cool is that? So tune in from my autism awareness channel. Thank you, Lizzie P. I am ready in my Betty. That's great. I love that. Kirsty Perkins, what's up? Nothing much. Just really excited to do the stream today, and really excited I can like put comments up here. I just really like that I can do that. It's really fun. Lizzie P won't be able to stay for too long because apparently I have to work in the morning. Ew. Yes. Ew. We'll say ew with you. People are saying hello to each other. Your energy is totally fine. I'm already in the hyper jittery stage myself, so it's all good. Hello, Kaishana. Glad to have you here. Whoop. Whoa. My chat moved again. Okay. Hold on. Let me see if I'm trying to do like so many things at the same time. Here we go. Escosivo, hello. Have you seen the Aspie World's vid on the British government saying to have autistic people sign a do not resuscitate? It said that this is even a thing. We are human too. I haven't seen his particular video. I have seen this conversation. Yeah, it's really disturbing. I feel like that really falls under the concept of like eugenics, the idea that like certain people are like somehow better than other people, or like their lives are more valuable. It's really disturbing. And I hope that I don't know what the process over there is to kind of tell the government like, hey, that's really not okay to do to us. Thanks. But I hope that whatever measures there can be taken are in response to that, because that is seriously disturbing. Flying Falcon, hey, I see a target on your forehead. Yes, it's very, oh my gosh, so it's mirrored, and yeah, so this right here, this was, hey, look, there's a zit. I want to pop it. And then it became, hey, look, there's a massive skin on my face that I can't stop picking at. And yeah, so I'm trying to stop picking it, but I have more things on my face to pick at, so it's even better. Mason Dodds, hello. So I don't know if, oh my goodness, hold on, come really quick. Lizzie P, thank you so much for the super chat. What kind of bees make milk? Boobies. Yes, you can what's the word I'm looking for? You can take that out of context. Let's see. Jeff Shagrin. Thanks, Steph. Awesome, Chloe, so cute. I subscribed. Yes, so if you follow me over on Facebook, you can see the link for Awesome Chloe. She's a 9-year-old autistic girl, and she's making content here on YouTube about that. So yeah, you could consider checking her out and everything. Oh my god. I've set off a reaction. Oh boy. DVD and film bloke. Hi, I don't know how long I will be here since it's midnight here in the UK. Yeah, I feel bad because I know a lot of you are from the UK, and I was on Indie Andy's live stream on Tuesday, or watching, and he was saying like how he would have to actually stay up if he were to be able to watch it, because yeah, our time difference is very inconvenient for you all. Because his, like, when he goes live, it's like 2 in the afternoon for me. I'm like, oh, cool. Like, I could just pop this on. And since I don't currently have anything going on in the afternoon, it's not a big deal. But for you all, it's like having to stay up and everything. Rebecca Royal, I'm in Oklahoma, LOL. Very cool. We are state buddies. Okay. I'm trying to like catch up, or like trying to keep up with everybody. Just a heads up, if last time is any indication, I am not likely to be able to catch up with everybody, but I will do my best to try to catch everyone, and obviously like super chats and stuff like that. Hopefully it's showing me everything in real time, because earlier it wasn't showing me data in real time. So yeah. So yay! I feel like really up close and personal with you guys right now, because I moved my laptop so that I can try to do stuff from my laptop instead of having to go off of my phone. And also partially because I'm using this thing so I can put your comments up on the screen, and it's super cool to me. But yeah. Oh goodness. Let's see. Christopher Levine. I was probably in Judge Rotenberg Center for 4 years. I'm trying to find a lawyer that will help me fight against that place and sue them. Would you know what kind of lawyer I would need? I don't know what kind of lawyer you would need. But if there's anybody in the chat who knows what kind of lawyer Christopher would need, or can even maybe connect Christopher to somebody, that would be awesome, because that I couldn't even imagine having to go through, and I'm so sorry you had to go through that. Darren, oh yeah, I'm one state away in Grand Rapids, Steph. Isn't that in Michigan? That's the only Grand Rapids I know of. Tell me if I'm confused. Oh yay, okay, that's what I thought. So okay, so Mr. Mark, you're in Oklahoma too, yay. And then Rebecca, I was like, is that Rebecca like the Rebecca I know, or is that just like a Rebecca in Oklahoma? So I miss you Sunday, glad I can see you now, glad I can talk to you. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that makes me happy. Okay. Roni Bunny. My husband wasn't able to come with me to my appointment because of COVID, but my doctor listened to me. I'm really, really glad your doctor actually listened to you instead of like dismissing you, which was kind of been a lot of people's worries. I know it really sucks though not being able to have support for stuff, because like, by the way, if you haven't been following on my community tab, we've been dealing with the big Rona in our house. So we had a whole incident where my husband was in the hospital for about a week. And because of the rules, I was not allowed to see him. So yeah, it just really sucks, because they're like one person at a time for other stuff. And then they're like, oh, well, like for that, like you can't even see him. I'm like, that sucks. So yeah, that really sucks. I had to go you had to go through that, without somebody. I know someone had atted me at some point. I'm trying to find you. There we go. Will Green Linguist. Can you talk about Dylan Freeman's death and the attitude behind it? I need to be updated about who Dylan Freeman is and what happened. I'm not aware of it, so I should definitely check that out. Sorry, Escasiva, in response to what kind of lawyer someone needed, was the innocent until guilty lawyer. I'm sorry, that was just funny. Kaishana, on the other issue, you need a lawyer that deals with disabilities and one that understands the legal process of suing. Well, hopefully I think most lawyers do, on the second part. But yeah, disability probably would be something they would need to be well aware of. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Oop. Okay. Flying Falcon. I'll see if I can get some pics/video, but my parents are looking at a house by a communal grass strip with a hangar. We got to ferry her. Just some good news. Very, very cool. So that means that you could be really close to your airplane. Yes. That would be really, really cool. Hey, Gina B. Is that how you say it? Or is Gina or Gianna? Or I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. Hi there. I'm going to have an ASD assessment next month. Your videos have helped me a lot. Yay. I really thought it would be impossible, but I found someone who has worked with people with ASD. That's awesome. That's really, really awesome, because I know that, having someone who has that kind of experience super helpful with the process, other than people who are like, adults, autism? These things don't exist together. So yeah. Anyways, Josh Breekvelt. I'm sorry, I probably said that wrong. Hi, Steph. Many greetings from Argentina. Very cool, very far away. New subscriber to the channel. I'm really encouraged with your videos. God bless. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Oop. I hope your husband's okay. DVD and Film Bloke says, yes, he is doing so much better. I noticed Lizzie P also asked about that. So he has been back for, I want to say, at least 2 weeks or more. I don't know. I've lost track of time completely. Like, it just doesn't exist to me anymore. But yeah, he's been back. By the time he got back, he was doing so much better. He just had to like continue taking some medicine for pneumonia. And we had to stay separated or with masks on for a while. And that just reminded me that I was going to tell you guys about something. But then, basically at this point, the only thing he's dealing with is trying to get his stamina back up from being sick for like 2 weeks, like really sick for 2 weeks. And then a week of that being stuck in a hospital room. So other than that though, he's doing really well. And I really appreciate you guys reaching out and your kind words, and he does too. I wanted to tell you really quick because I mentioned the word mask, and then I was like, I forgot that I was going to tell you guys this. Okay, I will show you. Let's see. Hold on. I have my mic in my hand. This is a whole balancing act. You're going to be put over there. Hopefully you can still hear me. Okay, so I have this. I have this lovely piece of merch here. And I'm very excited. Ooh, it turns up a different color on here. Anyway, so I do have these available as merch if you're interested. If you're not, also totally fine. Here, I will just link it. I will link it for you. If you want it, you can go get it. If you do not want it, do not get it. There. I pushed the button. But I was just really excited. I want to share those with you. So it just kind of is in line with the other design, well, like that design, but on other things. And they had been like, oh my goodness, there's masks. And I was like, I don't know, I kind of want one. So, but what's really been cool is like how much my husband has been repping that particular design. He's stolen my hoodie to wear before, and then he's been wearing that one's the blue one, and then I also have a black one, and he wore the black one out the other day too. And I was just like, oh, like it makes me feel represented, I guess. And it's just very nice. And anyway, that's not really relevant, but there it is. If you want it, you can go check it out. It's in the Teespring store thing, just like my other merch. Okay. Let's see. Savalastics. Do you know of any online communities or discords for people on the spectrum or people considering they might be? So there are a lot of groups on like Facebook I'm aware of. You'll kind of have to pick through some because some like have different rules. Like some are like specifically for spreading awareness, where some are like specifically for like a support group. As for Discord, I'm not super familiar with it. I know that Flying Falcon had set up one. And sorry, I get distracted too easily. That like for everyone over here, if you wanted to hang out and stuff like that, I've been terrible at being active over there. It isn't like run by me, but like it does exist. But other than that, I don't know much about what's happening over on Discord. Kaishana says, does anyone on the spectrum change their voice to entertain themselves, or is that just a stim that I only do? I mean, I do it all the time. I think I've done it a few times, even here during the stream. I think I did last time too. I don't know. It's just, well, like, actually, okay, to be fair though, I don't know that it's always necessarily to entertain myself. Sometimes I do it to entertain myself, but a lot of times when I'm feeling awkward or like don't know how to go about something, then like my voice goes up and I talk differently. And I don't know how other people feel about it. I don't know if they feel like I'm being like really fake, but somehow it feels like I'm protecting myself. It doesn't make sense, but that's just how I feel. I don't know. Here we go. Let's see. A homeschooler's workbench. I help moderate a server for Aspies and Autistics. Is it okay if I say its name? Go for it. That would be really helpful, I'm sure, for plenty of people. We have Anne Hugo with the amino for autistic people is really awesome. Would recommend. See, everybody coming through. Okay, hold on. Anna, what do you do? I'm literally my family's IT person, and that's not saying much, honestly. But I still feel really like a person who can't handle technology right now, just because like things move without my permission, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah. So here we go. Let me try to catch up to some people. Woo, sorry. I sing stuff too. Sorry. Max Henriksen. I sing stuff. Ooh, I want to know this from you guys. Do any of you do this? Okay, so like if I can't like get a word to come out properly the way it's supposed to. Also, I'm sorry if this cam is shaking. I'm balancing my laptop against the tripod, which is where the webcam is like setting on, so it's like a whole thing. Yeah, so if it moves, it's because I'm trying to like balance things that probably shouldn't be balanced. What was I saying? Oh, do you guys do that? Sorry. Do you guys do that too, where like if you start to stumble over words, like, because I do this a lot, is like to like get the parts out. Of course I can't do it like on purpose, but like when I need to do it. Does anybody else do that? Because I do that and I just want to know. Does anybody else do it? Okay. Darren O says UPC already has what's called Able Ministries, which is special needs. Very cool. I think that's something I want to look into as well. Is the ministry side of like autism supports and stuff like that. I think that would be very interesting to look into. I know various places. I know there was one that's kind of controversial because it sounded like they were kind of employing ABA tactics. But I haven't looked into it enough to like be sure how that all works. Let's see. Yay! Lots of people saying things. So I've got Sovereign Prax. I click my fingers when I can't get a word out. That's a good way to do it. Kaishana says, yes, I do. Pan Aguirre? I'm sorry. I don't know how to say it. OMG, I've done that since I was a kid and I'm 70 now. That's amazing. It's amazing. Lizzie P also does that. Yes. Okay. Gamer Christina, I run long distances while singing out loud. That is a talent. Your lung capacity must be amazing. On the highway, it makes the cows' heads turn to watch me. And on the sidewalks, it makes people turn around 2 blocks ahead to look at me. Could that be stimming? I feel like it could. I really do. We got some people sharing about their stims and singing stuffs, and it's fantastic and it makes me happy. I personally have particular songs and parts of songs that I will sing as a stim over and over. My husband has even noticed because it gets on his nerves. He's like, so is that considered a stim song? And I'm like, yes, it is. You're very smart. Very good job, babe. So yeah. Click the button. Okay. Emmanuel Pavon. I'm sorry. Hello. Nice to see you here. Ooh, I clicked a button. So you're on the screen now. Okay. When I struggle with a word, I do something that's between wiggling my fingers and flapping my hands. If you guys have seen in my video on trying your guys' stims, I've learned that I'm terrible at following directions on how to stim the way that people are like describing. I always can't like hardly do that at all. Potato. Hello, potato. Hello, just joined in. I need to know, what are those huge books in the background? They're beautiful. Well, thank you. I'm assuming you mean these. So I believe these two are Bibles. I think that one's my husband's right there. I think it's a study one. And then that one's a journal. I'm assuming that's what you are talking about. Writing cutlery? Savalastic says writing cutlery is a gorgeous term. I have never heard that term, not gonna lie. That's really cool. James Culp, hello Stephanie, hello James. Yay! Glad we were talking about the same thing, because that would have been really awkward. Potato. Okay, I'm really having fun putting everybody's comments on the screen. I hope you guys enjoy that. I also hope that it helps with the replay, because I was really excited to find out that some people actually really enjoyed watching and or listening to the replay from last month. So I think it'll also help kind of give some context as to what the heck is going on if the comments that I'm responding to are on the screen. So that's pretty cool. Max Henriksen says, I have a mild stutter, so it kind of looks like I'm ventilating my mouth when I speak. Ventilating? That is an interesting way of saying things. And I wanted to say, I'm distracting myself. I'm sorry. Lizzie P, Stephanie, your energy is making me happy, Stim like crazy. Thanks. That's amazing. That makes me happy. Okay, sorry. So what I wanted to say was, crap, I'm so easily distracted. Hold on. Okay. Call Me Scout says you need a Facebook page. I do have a Facebook page. I just don't have a Facebook group. So if you're interested, it should be well, I don't know if it's linked in this particular video, but you can find it on my channel page linked. Okay. I'll try to, hold on. Brain. Okay. Oh yes. So I was talking to Autism Sarah, or Sarah from Autism Sarah, and we were talking about my video stuff, and then she was talking about how all technical and jargony I get and stuff, and then we were talking about how we title videos and stuff like that, and the latest one on face blindness or prosopagnosia, I realized that even though prosopagnosia isn't necessarily thumbnail friendly, I was preferring to put that word on the thumbnail because I like it. I have an affinity toward it. And I was like, I really don't want to change it, because even though it's less clickable and people have no idea what the crap I'm talking about, I'm like, but prosopagnosia is such a pretty word. I just like it. Anyway, sorry. I just had to say. So, okay. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Darren O. Honestly, Stephanie, when I watch your videos on your Stephanie Speaks channels, the videos end with that song that goes beep, 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 boo, boo, beep. That is the bestest rendition that I think I know what you're talking about. I really like that ending one. I personally do. That's why I used it. I don't know if you're saying you like it or it's just it exists. I don't know. DVD and film book, coincidentally, when the person pointed out the books in the background. I'm kind of the same with DVDs. Blanket terms include Blu-ray and VHS. I'm glad that all types of DVD-esque things are allowable. Unfortunately, I don't have any in my background. I was okay, sorry. Okay, I'm gonna this cracks me up, sorry. Kaishana Fleming says, Flying Falcon, are you talking about Abby from Following? And then A ***M, and I was like, what? And then I realized last time we were having a problem with the comments not going through when you typed autism or autistic, and it would randomly select who was allowed to say autism. Sorry, it just cracked me up. Okay. Matthew Gagnon? Sorry, I'm not gonna say anyone's name right. Anybody else correct people because they used a word inappropriately, even though they fully understood what the person meant, but you just need to do it because words have precise meanings. Yes, but no. Okay, and here's why. Yes, most of the time, because I'm like, that's not the word you're looking for, though. But I have a problem because my mom has always used itch as a verb, and how do you, if something is itchy, which wait, no, she's used it as a verb, and you know what I'm trying to say. So I'll say oh, this is itchy, and then I say I'm itching it, and that drives my husband insane because it's supposed to be you're scratching it, but my mom has always said it, but otherwise, yes, I can relate. Okay, sorry. I'm having trouble. Sorry. I need to chill out for a second. Sorry. Whew. Okay. So I'm just gonna blanket statement say again, my apologies if I don't get your comments. I'm just gonna try to stay on like what's on my screen, because if I try to scroll back, it's gonna start doing weird stuff. I've been trying to like keep up with random stuff, but I think I'm just gonna have to click as we go. So good pronunciation, by the way. That makes me happy. Also, it's pronunciation. Also, I need to stop talking. Yay. Oh, cool. Yes. Sovereign Prax, Yosemite Sam, and Asperger's from the Inside have a live stream on the 28th. Both really great channels. Yes. So I know Yosemite Sam. I know I've seen Asperger's from the Inside. Haven't watched a whole lot of his stuff, but I know that like he has a good like reputation for doing good videos. So yeah, if you guys want to check them out, I believe the stream is over on Yosemite Sam's channel on the 28th. So just keep that in mind. Do you like and recips? What? I just had to say what to that because I didn't know what the heck that was. So yeah. Let's see. Darren, oh, I've been compared to Dr. Cooper from Big Bang Theory by my dad. Yeah, it happens. I feel like a lot of people they just go for like the easiest option. They're like, hey, yeah, that person has autistic qualities. That's you. That happens in almost every show, that there's a character for me that like has autistic traits, even though they won't typically say they have autism. We are now rewatching Bones because apparently we do that now. And so yeah, I used to get compared to Dr. Brennan all the time. And then I'm realizing just how much of the rest of the staff, especially Zach Addy, would be probably somewhere, maybe just like having traits of it at the very least. Come on, click. Okay. Leilani Armani? Hi, everyone. Hello. Happy to have you join us. Maria Murphy, I so love watching this. I'm not alone. You are correct. You are not alone. And I am happy to have you here. I'm just happy today. I know like last time I was super nervous, and I really feel like maybe being on the StreamYard interface for some reason makes me feel like safer. I don't know why, but it's amazing. Lizzie P, gotta hop off. It's officially sleepy time. Thanks for a very giggly half hour. It's been fun. Catch you soon. Thank you for hanging out with us while you could. I hope you have a good day at work tomorrow and a good night sleep, etc. Danny Boy, do you ever feel shy when mentioning you're autistic? Sometimes. I think now I'm very quick to be like, hi, I have autism. But it's pretty bad. So also on that note, a lot of people still aren't like acclimated to people saying autistic. So a lot of times I will ease into it with like, I have autism. So people like can link things together that makes sense to them first. And then further on in the conversation, I'll probably just say autistic. But I don't know, sometimes I think it just depends on the context, but I've noticed that it just helps, like, if I do something weird and someone looks at me weird and we're like, we have to talk to each other. Like, I had to go get tested. Oh God, it was so horrible. I had to go get tested for COVID, and you know, the nasopharyngeal test that they do, which means that they come and they shove it right there, is not supposed to be touched, and that is your nasopharynx. Yeah, anyway, that test. Yeah, so I was stimming a little bit, and then she took my heart rate, and then she was like, are you a little bit nervous today? And I said, oh, I'm autistic, I might do some weird stuff. She was like, oh no, no worries, I just like your heart rate was elevated. And I was like, oh yeah. I don't know why I'm talking. Oh my god. Garrett Thompson, if I can click you, there we go. I still struggle with how to tell people I'm autistic, recently diagnosed at age 42. Well, congratulations on your recent diagnosis. I think it just comes with time. Also, it doesn't really help that I literally talk to an audience of, like thousands of people, and I'm like, hey guys, I have autism, you know what I mean? So I feel like that dynamic is different for me than it might be for the average person. I know that it also, I think a lot of times it does affect, if you are a certain age, because that can be harder with what like maybe your peers understand. I feel like my age peers kind of are maybe more open to it than maybe someone in their 40s, their age peers, if that makes sense. So like, don't feel bad if you're not out here like, I'm autistic. Like, you don't have to. A lot of people choose not to really tell anybody unless if it's absolutely necessary, and that's totally fine too. So like, don't feel bad if you don't want to say it to anybody. Like, technically no one is obligated, entitled. No one is entitled to your personal medical information. So if you don't want to tell someone you're autistic, that's absolutely fine. But like, I know that for a lot of people it helps. And just starting that conversation is difficult. I know like starting the conversation in the beginning was really hard for me. Charlie's peculiar stuff. Hello. Sorry, I'm in a mood. Okay. Hello. Good to have you here. Sovereign Prax, here in Australia, there is so many people that say to me that everyone has a little autism. Is it me, or does it annoy others? I have ASD and ADHD. Yeah, I think it depends on the intention, the connotation of how someone's saying it. Like, if it's dismissive, that gets on my nerves. Like, oh, everybody's a little bit autistic. But I know a lot of people are just trying to be nice. I have like a whole daggum video on it, in which I just say this repeated multiple times. But I'm sure the chat will be happy to relate with you. Darren O, do you ever get one-sided with your conversations? I can be like that sometimes, and it makes it kind of difficult to get friendships going with NTs. Yeah. Especially if you're talking about something I know about. Because a lot of times I'm not confident in conversation. If you get me on a topic I know about, you can forget about talking for the next 20 minutes because I will tell you all the things I know. And a lot of times I feel like I'm being helpful. Like I am, if you understand, most of my channel is very on like the educational side of things. And so like that's really how I am in person too. I'd love to like inform people and help educate them. But a lot of times people don't want to be informed and educated with like a 20-minute long lecture. Yeah. But I also have conversations with myself on my own, which at first I was wondering if you may be asking about. But yeah. So let's see. Carol Valenzuela. Your channel has brought me so much happiness and knowledge. I'm 21 and undiagnosed, and I'm still struggling with talking. How would you deal with an unsupportive single parent who may or may not also be ASD? So I think that's like the hardest part. One, super, super happy that my channel has been able to bring you some happiness. I wish I had like this perfect, beautiful answer. I always feel bad because like everybody's family dynamic is so different, and how much you like rely on having your family be supportive is also like different for each person. So for me, I was like, I reached out to one of my parents, and at first they were like, yeah, me, are you sure about that? I mean, you could get it checked out, I guess. But I don't know. It's harder. I really think it is harder with an ASD parent because all the things you're going to say, they're going to say, well, everyone does that because they do that. I have a parent that I'm not a doctor. I'm not able to diagnose anyone, but if, just common sense, he has got to be on the spectrum. And I believe that's where I got my genetic information for autism myself. And it's been interesting trying to have that conversation because it's like, oh, everybody does that. No, just you and me. We do that. Like, not everybody. And especially when parents, they're older than you, obviously. So they've had to live life not knowing. And so a lot of times I've noticed there's like this almost like excuses for everything. Like there's reasons, and it's almost like they work really hard on giving themselves reasons why this happens, and like, oh, I'm not different from anyone else though. Like I'm just like everyone else. Everyone's like this. Like for me, I thought people stimmed the way that I stim in private, and everyone was just being like hoity-toity about it. So like that's just an example of like how we can be like rationalizing the things that we do different and we've noticed. So yeah, I don't really know. Route for trying to bring up the subject is always, I've done research, here's why, here's what the information says, because it's a lot easier for people to believe the information than it is to be like, I don't know, some person online said something about autism and I was like, hey, I think I'm autistic, I think you are too, you know, like how that might come across. So yeah, I'm sorry I don't have like the best advice in the world, but that's what I got. That's what I got for now. I'm just like, sorry, running myself out of energy because yeah. Yay, Shy Guy. I just wanted to say thanks for the informative content. Age 30, recently self-diagnosed, and still trying to figure things out. Your other great your other great channels have been helpful. Sorry, I got confused. But yes, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And I hope that you continue to be able to figure the things out, because I know it can be very confusing and very like strange to have to deal with things that you didn't realize you were dealing with the whole time. Sorry for the nose wipes, guys. Just so you know. Okay. I say things I don't need to say out loud, but here we are. Will Green Linguist, I also like your content. Yay! I'm glad you guys I'm glad you guys are here and like my content. It makes me happy. I look forward to watching your new videos. Funny thing is that I almost never leave a like on YouTube videos in general. Hey, I've noticed that I'm pretty bad about doing that too, just to be completely honest, so don't feel bad at all. Hi, Alex Carson. It's nice to have you here. Welcome to the live stream. I'm in a really weird hyper mood. It might also be that I did just drink some Dr. Pepper right before the stream, and so I'm like, woo! Okay, really hyper. Thank you, Mr. Mark. Wiping my nose is okay. Yay. Let's see. Kiwi in space. Hello. I like your avatar. Persona 5, right? Yes. From Persona 5. Okay, sorry. It's 5, right? Yeah, I think so. Because 4 was the one with like the detective-y stuffs, and that's how I got into it. And no one cares. Okay. Okay. EJ95, you're so cute. Thank you. I don't know what you look like, but you're cute too. Yay. Okay. Sorry. I can't stop being silly right now. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. I think sometimes people get confused when they talk, or like when they watch my videos and then they talk to me like this, or see me on live stream, because a lot of times I get very like this, whatever this is, very like hyper and like, yeah. This is me too. It's weird because like I am both. Just right now I'm hyper. So, and that's okay, I think. I don't know. It's just like I don't know what to do with my happy energy, so it's just coming out in me being nonsensical. So if it's like really weird, I'm sorry, but that's just what's happening. Woke true. Poop. Okay. I go back and forth between being 99% sure I'm autistic and then maybe not. Mental health has so many conditions with similar traits. You are correct. It is really hard because, like, there are some situations where I'm like, that might be more of like a personality thing. But then there's some people who are like, I love it so much. Where they're like, they just check off a lot of autism boxes. They like some people like who have like their official diagnosis, and then they're like, well, maybe I'm wrong, maybe the doctor was wrong, and maybe everyone and everything was wrong. And it's like, sweetheart, I know, but but it's okay, you know, it's okay to doubt, and it's okay to like not know. And who knows, maybe you don't, maybe you do. I don't know. I'm not a professional. But yeah, it can be kind of frustrating because like, and also like the overlaps between like autism and ADHD. I was talking to Carissa Lee from well, Carissa Lee, her that's her channel name. And she has ADHD. And so, like, talking to her, it's interesting, but there are some things where like we might try to like relate with each other. And then I'm like, no, I don't understand that. Or she's like, no, I don't get that. But then there's so many other things where they do overlap a whole lot. So yeah. Anyway, I guess I'm just telling you what you already know. Alex Carson, come on, click it, click it. Dr. Pepper really is the best, honestly. You are correct. You are very correct. Oh my goodness. Okay. Escosivo, 30. Normally I get bugged when someone talks too much, but you, Stephanie, makes me smile because it brings a certain charm, and I love that you're so expressive and not afraid. Oh, thank you. It's more that like I can't help it right now. So I appreciate that though. Where is okay? Darren says, Stephanie, have you ever read books by Brant Hansen? He's an Asperger's Christian that wrote a book called Blessed Are the Misfits. I haven't. I'll have to check that out. Very cool. People, sorry, there was an order to things. Okay, Carol Valenzuela. People like you make me cry because I'm still realizing that nothing is wrong with me and nothing was ever wrong with me and I should be free of me myself. Good grieving in process. Oh, that makes me so happy though, like that you're finding that out, because I know that's like really hard, because I mean, really feeling like there was something wrong with me and feeling like it was broken is really what brought me here, right? So like that is totally fine to be in that process, and that makes me happy. Roni Bunny said, oop, 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 oop. Okay, there you go. Says, this is how I told my doctor I thought I am on the spectrum. Well, see, I ran into this YouTube video and related to everything, and the more I looked into it, the more I felt I related to it, and she was, maybe it fell off there. Sorry, hold on. Oh, no. Oh, she was just like, okay. Like, okay. That's fantastic. Oh, yeah. When I was talking, so like I had two different people to talk to during the evaluation process, basically, and they're like decision making. It was very strange. And then I ended up getting booted to another psychologist because I guess something happened to my first one, and I really hope he's okay, because like they were just like, hey, by the way, your psychologist is on medical leave, and then they never put me back with him. So I hope he's okay. But anyway, that's not relevant information. Anyway, so yeah, I was talking to this new person, and they're like, well, like, why does it matter? Why does it matter if you know? Why does it matter if you have a label? And I'm like, oh, honey, like, we have to have this conversation. But it was cool because we were talking, and the more we were talking, she's like, well, you know, I have a friend who has Asperger's, and she's like, or something like that. I don't know, like, she seemed to be like semi-certain about it. And she said, you know, knowing though, like knowing helps me be more understanding of things, because at first I guess it was kind of getting on my nerves because I thought she would do things like that on purpose. And then when I knew, I realized, oh, that's just what she does. Like, she's not trying to be mean or irritating or annoying or stuff like that. And I'm like, yes, that is helpful. That is helpful for me to tell other people. Okay, sorry. Oak Tree, I told one of my Uber passengers I am a closet extrovert because I knew in a moment she was someone I was going to feel comfortable talking to. That's really cool. A selective mutism. I need to look into that, honestly. I have very limited understanding of it. Like, I get the concept, I think, but I want to look into it more, like to the extent that I would like do a video on it, because I want to understand it more. So I don't want to like say things that are like ignorant because I didn't know what I was talking about. You know what I mean? Hope to be happy. My doctor told me no one in the state of Kentucky will evaluate an adult for autism. He says he checked with several people, and when they heard that my age, they shut him down. Oh my goodness, that is ridiculous. That makes me mad. See, like, where that's so dumb. People now have been pretty good at starting to realize, like, we exist. Undiagnosed autistic adults exist. A lot of it helps, like, people who have like children, and then the evaluator might be like, yeah, you might have it too, but they don't like just tell them because they can or anything. But that's really strange to me. I would try searching around, like bypassing your doctor's casual speaking to some random people, because clearly they don't seem to know what they're talking about. That's my personal opinion. It's hard for me to believe that the entire state, but then again, I thought my entire state didn't have a clue. Except for there's like a few people out here, but then again, I am really close to a metro, is that what it's called? Like a major city in our state. So maybe that's why. I don't know. But that's really frustrating. I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. I'm getting stuck on it. Yeah. Gary Francis. Hello. You said hi, Stephanie, so I said hello to you. Okay, sorry. 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 Garrett Thompson. Leave Kentucky? Like, I don't just leave the state. Oh, this is fine. Just move. It's fine. Sorry, it just cracked me up. Okay. A homeschooler's workbench. Gotta go eat. Thanks for the stream. I hope to get back on in a bit. Have fun eating. I don't know how long I'll be here. I need to go eat soon too, so I don't want to stay on here forever. Hopefully this time won't be like, okay, I enjoy hanging out with you guys for a long time. It's super fun, but I don't know if it's a good idea for me to stay on as long as I did last month. I was starting to really run out of energy by the end of it. Angela Anderson, I found the person who is doing my testing by okay. I was like, what? By making a ton of uncomfortable phone calls and sending emails. Yes, the process can be seriously uncomfortable, but I'm really glad that you were able to get through it, to be able to find the right person. And it is frustrating because I literally had a whole list from my insurance company of people who could like even remotely be involved in like autism or neurology. Like literally, like I called some places from that list that were like, how do you even have this phone number? Because this has nothing to do with anything. Like only certain people should call this number and it's not you. And all those people were like, what do you mean autism? What do you mean adult? No, we don't do that, So I guess like, I don't know. It's nice to look back knowing what I know now and be like, oh yeah, like you can find somebody, but it takes a lot to find the right people. And it's weird to me because I feel like that would be a great marketing like aspect for them to be like, hey, we know literally no one else out here deals with autistic adults, like, but I do. Come to my practice. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Okay. Carol Valenzuela, leave Kentucky, but also self-diagnosed, undiagnosed is very valid. I will be honest and say I cannot be diagnosed due to legal/immigration reasons. Baby, self-diagnosed, still figuring everything out. That is also totally okay. I know it's not exactly accessible to everybody right now. And that's like the frustrating thing about it, because I know like there's a whole thing about diagnosed versus like self-diagnosed, and like obviously we would prefer an official diagnosis, but like again, when your doctor says, oh, by the way, I talked to my doctor buddies and they all said ain't nobody gonna talk to you when you're an adult or how old you are, what do? That's not everyone's actually going to be able to just move out of Kentucky. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I know someone had said something to me. Oh yeah. Mr. Mark, Reframe Your Thinking Around Autism is a good book. I need to come back through here later and recheck all the suggestions that people have shared. Yay! I've been here! Howdy, thanks for streaming long enough for me to realize you were streaming. Yay! Glad you could make it. Oh, Alex Carson. With the amount of awareness and acceptance around ASD that grows every day, you'd think it'd be easier for anyone of any age to get a diagnosis and resources. Hopefully that's the case someday. I hope that's the case someday too. And that would be really fantastic, because I know it's just really freaking hard to not have like that official, yes, a person who is allowed to say that I'm autistic has said it. And I know it's really, really hard because people don't like to necessarily hear, oh yeah, I'm self-diagnosed, because they like to think like, oh, that person was just like, I randomly went online and was like, yeah, that's me. You know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, of course you know what I mean. I don't know why I keep on talking about the things that you already understand. Sorry, guys. Okay. Max Henriksen, I just want to say that I'm really happy I stumbled into one of the most wholesome and genuine communities I know of. Yay! Me too! The autism community tends to be pretty freaking awesome, or the autistic community, apparently there is a distinction and all that stuff. So yeah, anyway. Sadian, I really hope I'm saying your name right. Kazi, hey, hello, hope you're doing well. Sorry, I'm like still like really hyper right now. Like, I'm not as hyper, but I'm still pretty hyper. And also, I really want to blow my nose, but like, I don't want to. Okay. Let's see. And Hugo, I'm still waiting for my formal assessment. Few more months, at least 8 months so far. Oof, that is not fun. And it's so interesting too, hearing how different people's diagnostic processes are, especially as adults. Like, some people go through particular tests, some people don't. Some people have to wait like forever, like years, and then some people wait a few months. And like, it's just really weird how different that can be, especially in the US. I don't know how different it is in other countries. El the Fox, hey there. Some say that if it doesn't ruin your life, then you aren't truly autistic. What do you think about it? Heart. Yay, heart. Okay, sorry. I think that is well, okay, first of all, even people who have very high support needs might not consider their life ruined to be autistic. And I think that really stems from the narrative that has been pushed since, I think, 2005 was Autism Speaks, their beginning of like, starting things and saying like basically your children are in the darkness and stuff. So like that idea of like, oh, like you can't be this unless you are like extremely like affected in a way that you are so disabled that you can't do anything at all, you can't talk, you can't look at people, your family just like hates your existence or something, like, oh, that person's autistic. I think it's just such a weird concept that people feel that they personally get to set the standard for what a neurological condition is, when there are experts who like have determined what all that is and say otherwise. I don't know. Yeah, so I'm not a big fan of that concept, is basically what I'm trying to say. Sorry. Okay, sorry. I clicked on the wrong one, but hi, Dave. Dave F. Getting a family physician can be a challenge as a bridge to getting a diagnosis. They think they would know if you are on the spectrum. You may have to shift doctors to make any diagnosis headway. And that is true. It's so frustrating because like you have to find the right people at like every stage. I was going to put Yagbin here up, who said, if you feel the need to blow your nose, you have permission to go blow your nose. Good hygiene is important. I'm just like holding out because I know it's almost been an hour. Oh my gosh. I feel like there was someone up here I was going to say hi to. Okay. I think it was this person. Fresh Orangina. A great channel, kudos. I think I finally, after 5 years of seeking diagnosis, stumbled across a doctor who wants to refer me to a colleague actually able to diagnose me. That is awesome. Also, thank you. I appreciate that you like my channel. That's really cool. But I'm really happy that you've been able to find someone who is capable of doing that diagnosis. And I hope that the process goes well and they're thorough and they figure it all out for you speedily. Sorry, I'm in a weird mood. I'm not trying to, I feel bad because like when I get like this, I can sound like I'm brushing off what people are saying or are not taking people seriously. I'm not trying to come across that way, so I apologize if I do. Oh my goodness, my nose. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, so just in the weird mood, not trying to like be rude about what people are saying. EJ95, I was extremely lucky when I got my testing. The pay was by session, wasn't much, and I was diagnosed quickly. He's my new therapist too. That is awesome. That's a good thing to hear, because I know like some places they're like, yeah, I mean, if you want to go through the process, you can pay me like $2,000, and you're like, you know what I mean? So just saying. Anyway, okay. I need to calm down. I can't. I really do. Okay. Gary Francis, thanks for the reminder. Don't forget to ask your audience to like your stream. So if you want to, guys, you can push this button. It doesn't do that. But yeah, you can hit the like button if you would like, if you have enjoyed the stream, etc. Cassandra Hernandez. Haven't poked my head in for a long moment, but just wanted to thank you for everything you do. You've made a lot of topics approachable. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate you stopping in to say hello as well. Yeah. I'm just happy. You guys are so wonderful. Okay, sorry. Leilani, sorry, Leilani, I was gonna click you. Sorry, hold on. Dark numbers, dark words. What's the best way to deal with people who don't want to understand the problems you have with autism? There's some people I feel I have to mask around that are inconsiderate, newly diagnosed. That's the hard part. Because that's the hard part. The whole thing seems kind of difficult, Stephanie. Okay, sorry. Because like I've noticed, so like in my head, I think if you tell someone you have autism, they might be able to understand more, right? But there are people who are like, okay, well, what does it have to do with me? Like, can't you like fix yourself? Can't you like just like be considerate of me as a non-autistic person that I get annoyed by you? Like, if someone is not really willing to meet you where you are, I don't know. It's up to you to determine the value of them. Does that make sense in your life? Some people, yeah, you're just gonna have to be like, okay, whatever. You can be that way. I'll be this way. Cool. But sometimes it's almost like people's selfishness suddenly highlights where they're like, oh, but like, aren't you supposed to like act more normal around me so I'm less uncomfortable? What? And some people feel like by you saying like, well, I'm autistic and like this is what's going on, they think like, oh, you're making excuses for yourself. No. Sometimes people do that. That's true sometimes, but it's not as common as people like to think it is. I think a lot of people can ride the line, but understanding that the reason someone tells you that they're autistic is because they're trying to help you understand that the way they experience life is a lot different. And for you to sit here and just like talk might be whatever for you, but it might be really, really, really hard for them. And they're trying to say, hey, I do this thing. It's not to be annoying. It's not to be rude or inconsiderate, but it's what helps me get through this conversation. It's what helps me exist in this world. And the idea that people are like really entitled to like be like, well, shouldn't you just act more like me to make me more comfortable? It's just frustrating. And I think it does take some people some time to get past that concept where they think like, oh, you know, you can just like get over it, or like you're making excuses and stuff. So I think sometimes it is a process of education for them. And then sometimes there's people who just revealed how selfish they actually are. So yeah. I don't know if that was really helpful or not, but that's what came to my brain. Sorry about that. Okay. I feel like there's something. Woo. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to find. I don't know what I'm saying. Yuck, been here. Is masking easier or harder to do while wearing a mask? Actually, it's fantastic. Honestly, I know a lot of people do not like masks for sensory purposes, but it's beautiful because if I'm not smiling good enough, you don't even know. It's beautiful. I like it. I feel like someone had asked me a question and I did want to answer them, but maybe I like. Yes. For my own selfish purposes, I came back to find this question. Escasivo says, do you ever feel exhausted after making a video or stream? Just asking. Yes, I do. Literally, I love doing streams with you guys. I love hearing you guys, like reading, like hearing your thoughts or reading your thoughts or whatever, interacting with you guys. And like, I'm genuinely very happy. The thing is, it is very exhausting. So like after this, I need to go get food, and it's going to be interesting getting there. And it's not very far from here, and it's drive-through and everything. So like, it's like the easiest thing. But a lot of times it feels like I've been through a marathon. Because it's like, I don't know, especially because also though, streams are interesting in that you have to keep talking. Like you're the only one actually talking. So like everyone else might be like helping the conversation, right? But you're the only one who is like actually vocally like making words out loud. And to not make the stream extremely boring, it would be very good for me to keep talking and not be like, huh, you know what I mean? No one wants to sit there through that. And also I don't have space for that because I'm in a weird mood, so it's not like I would. But yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. Oh, and also video making, yeah, super exhausted after it, but that's why I do it in batches, because that just helps me get through it and everything. So yeah, I just want to say that. Matthew Gagnon? Sorry. Last time you said I said it good, and now I don't know how I said it, and I'm gonna say it wrong. Okay. Is this live stream really a good endorsement for Dr. Pepper? I mean, really? I mean, I feel like if your goal for drinking Dr. Pepper is to have some energy and some good taste and stuff, it's a perfect advertisement. Oh, goodness. Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Mark, masks are very uncomfortable. I'm sorry. I think it really does depend on what kind of mask you wear, but yes. The cool thing about it though is like what I was wearing, because like I wore masks last year before all this stuff happened. And I did notice even from then, I would touch my face a lot less. And as you can see, I have like lots of like zits and stuff like that. I wouldn't be picking them as much or touching my face as much because I had a cloth like on it, and like something about like just enough pressure, like having it there snug, like made me feel like safe. But for some people, that safe feeling is very the opposite. And it freaks them out, and like it's just like it's not okay. Thankfully for me, I'm pretty chill with masks. But I'm just kind of lucky in that way, I think. Do 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 do. Okay. Just because I don't know how many of you hit earlier, which most of you were, and also we're talking about masks again, and I'm just really excited about it. I'm gonna show you my mask again. I'm a child, okay? I'm a child. All right. So I wonder if you'll even be able to hear me. Everyone freaked out the one time. Again, this was before the big Rona that I wore a mask in my video because you can't see my mouth. I think you can better in this one. Wait, okay, sorry. It's like a weird mirror thingy, and like I can't trust what I'm feeling. Wee. But yeah, so this is available. I can't. Where are my fingers going? It's also really weird to see this moving because my other mask is like a thicker one, I think, or something. No, it has like a seam down here. So you can't see this happening. This cracks me up so much. I don't know why. Like, look at it. Okay, I gotta stop. All right. Anyway, so yeah, that's available for any of you who are new on the merch store. It's got cotton and polyester, and apparently that is good material for a mask. Apparently, I don't know. It does have a tag, but it rips out like super easily. I'm 20% sure it's like practically perforated, but I didn't see actual perforation marks on it. I don't know. You just like pull it and it's out. So that's what I did. Anyway. That would be fun. Fresh Orangina. I want a Cheshire cat mask. That would be very fun, I think. Steamy glasses are annoying. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I do have to adjust masks a lot because, especially with these though, because like they sit like because masks, you know, come up here and stuff, and these like have to sit over it, and I've looked pretty funny. You know, I look funny as it is, but like pretty funny with some of them. So yeah. Really? Okay, I'm interested in this. Human brain can consume up to 20% of body's energy. Sustained high cranial activity will naturally make you feel exhausted. I believe you. And this makes me happy. I feel so scientifically validated. You have no idea. Through most of my life, I'm like, dude, I know that I didn't physically do things, but I do a lot of things that are very mentally engaging. and it makes me very tired. I would need to sleep after we did these, we did state testing, and I was doing it online school, so we would have to go to this public library, and I had one day that I had 3 tests in one day. So we were there all day long, and it was like my brain was like, it's gone. Like, I still did well on my tests, but I was so tired. And trying, I missed you. I'm sorry. Escosivo 30, I lost my mask I got from Puerto Rico trip that prevented steam from going to my glasses. Oh, that's a cool mask. I'm sorry. Nikki Ray! Oh my god, hi. Hi. Sorry, I'm a dork. Okay. What is something you would tell your 16-year-old self? That is like extra pressure since you knew me at 16. It does get better. That'd probably be what I would say. I don't know if I could handle knowing I was autistic without like proper information. So if I was just like casually like, hey, you're autistic, and then like poof disappeared to my 16-year-old self, that probably wouldn't work. But like it really does get better would probably be what I would have needed to know. And like you will become an adult and it will be okay eventually. You're not just lying to yourself, 16-year-old Stephanie. Wow, this is depressing. Moving on. But yeah, yay. I'm so happy you've been my friend, by the way. I don't know if you want me to say your real name, so I'm trying not to. Oh, Gary Francis says, so the mask is in case I'm a silent carrier. As Andy said on Tuesday, I'm a very deep thinker. Yeah. With like, see, like, and then that's like, I wish we knew more about the whole Rona, like how that works, because technically my husband and I have had it, and are no longer contagious, but clearly we would still have to wear masks even though we're not contagious. But then there was a story about someone who got it again like 6 months later, but it was like a different strain, and I'm like, let's not do that, because I just want to live my life being like, hey, I had it, it sucked, and I'm done. But I guess that's you know how things don't go, I guess. Yay. Okay. Nikki Ray says, such a good answer. What would you tell your 16-year-old self? I want to know. Because I knew you when you were 16 as well. Okay, sorry. Sakina Yusuf. I think I may be on the autism spectrum, but I don't know if pursuing a diagnosis is worth it since my symptoms are on the mild side. Any advice? So I think, hold on. I think with that, it's really up to you. I personally knew that, one, I wanted that for myself to know for sure. I'm not really good with uncertainty. I really need like yes or no's. So for me, I needed that. You might not need that. For me, I also knew that it gave me access to services. For example, I'm going to college right now, and it gives me the right to accessibility requests. So that way I have permission to get up and leave the class or get up and walk around the class. Right now I'm only online, but last year and last semester I had those accommodations. And even though a lot of people can do that anyway, other than like walking around behind the class, but like walking out of the room, like it's not like in college they're like policing whether you go to the bathroom or something. But knowing, like for me, knowing I have that permission and I'm not going to be in trouble for it, just knowing that has helped me a lot. Knowing that there are certain groups I can only really like feel like I fit in. Like if there are support groups specifically for autistic people that like are in person, I would feel awkward. But some people can go and be undiagnosed as well, and that's fine. So I think it's really up to you whether you think that is valuable for you, if you need to know for sure, if you need access to things. Something that, what is that called? One of the counselor people I talked to at college was telling me it's better to have things in place before you need them. So sometimes like that can be something like if you've ever experienced a time where things got kind of rough, and now you're in a better place, it might be a good idea just to have things like in place, whether that means a diagnosis or not for you. Yeah, so all those things. I don't know if that's helpful at all, but yeah, she had answered my question. I wanted to say, Nikki Ray says, I would say, don't listen to them. You're amazing and you will achieve your goals. That would have been a fantastic message for you at 16, I believe. Anyway, sorry. And you right now too, by the way, just say. Someone said that tagless life, it went by, but yes. Garrett Thompson says, I have always been hard on myself for not fitting in. If I had known about autism, my expectations would have been way more appropriate. Yeah, see, and this is a thing that, like, now I can be like, okay, well, duh, I have autism. That's what's happening. It's okay. I don't have to be someone else. And that is very valuable. But at the same time, I've also seen people who learn when they're younger that they're autistic, and suddenly, like, any problem that they have, they're like, oh, it's because I have autism or I'm autistic, and that makes me less than other people. So it's so hard because I would personally prefer to have known, I think, but then at the same time, I don't know if, like, how I would have reacted, because maybe I would have been really upset with myself all the time. I don't know. So I don't know. It's weird how life works. I don't know. I guess I found out at the right time, even though I keep on saying I wish I knew earlier. I don't know how that actually would have looked like in reality, you know? I don't know. Sovereign Prax says, I have to go. Thanks for the awesome stream. It was good having you. Thanks for hanging around. Garrett Thompson says, oh, I'm doing the autism as an excuse face now, late in life, lol. Oh my goodness. EJ95, for me, I couldn't feel comfortable with just the speculation of being autistic. I doubt myself easily, so a diagnosis helped me feel better. Also that I fit in some place, I call it a different normal. Yeah, so for different people, you know, you might need that, even just for yourself, even if it doesn't, you know, if you don't necessarily need access to things, or know that you need access to things at the moment. Alex, sorry, hold on. I'm going to pop over to Alex's thing real quick. Alex Carson says, also for anyone here, if you are diagnosed with ASD or any other condition, you don't owe anyone an answer for what makes you you. Embrace yourself in a way that's most comfortable for you. Yes. Also, by the way, if you didn't know, Alex Carson is like a really cool person on YouTube, so you can kind of, you know, you should check her out. Andreas Lindholm says, that's not how I do it. I was diagnosed at the age of 5 with the Scandinavian version of ADHD, so I grew up with the diagnosis. Gotcha. Very interesting. That was weird. It looked different than normal. Darren O says, Steph, ever thought about writing a book? We need people to tell their stories. Okay, so I've actually I've written a lot of fiction in my life. I enjoy writing, but I don't know that I'm necessarily great at it. I don't know how I would go about that. And here's why. I am not good at recalling things that are too far away from me. I'm really glad that I made some of the videos that I made when I made them, because I had access to how I felt and what I was thinking and stuff like that. But once I get that out, it's almost like it's gone. It's really weird. And I can't access it as easily. It's not part of the timeline, maybe because it's not so traumatic anymore, because I've shared it, I've dealt with it, and I've gotten over it. So like, I don't know, like, what I would say in a book. Like, I don't know what I would do. So although it's a cool idea, because I know like doing a book is like, some people really enjoy reading over watching random videos from people, you know what I mean? I just don't know how I would go about that. You know what I mean? Yeah, sweet. Yay. Discordia 3052. The idea of going through the NHS for diagnosis makes me worry. You hear a lot of people trying to find the right therapist, and that doesn't really seem possible on the NHS. So I'm assuming, I think that is that the UK where they have the NHS? Is that right? Where you guys like have, like, because you guys have public and private, right? And then like, I think NHS is the public, right? The only thing I think you guys would also have going for you, though, is that the UK seems to do better at they seem to do better at autism stuff. I don't know But I don't know, they just seem more aware in general. That might just be perception, though. I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. I could see why that would be concerning, though, because obviously you kind of get what you get. I'm assuming if you go that way. Everyone said yes. Sorry. Oh. Woke Tree says, I wonder if my older brothers applied a kind of makeshift ABA therapy on me when my traits got out of hand. Well, and here's the thing, like, sorry, I can't read comments and think at the same time. I'm sorry. Okay, so it's possible, but also like, behaviorism and ABA aren't necessarily the same thing. So something can look like it has like ABA-esque things, but behaviorism isn't necessarily bad. It's when you put it in the ABA format, that goes too far, in my opinion. So someone might say like, I encourage you or discourage you, like that doesn't necessarily mean like ABA. But if they were, you know, making you feel bad for stimming or something like that, like, you know, that would be obviously unpleasant and not great, and all that sorts of things. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, sorry. Fresh Orangina, how on earth can you keep track of the comments and still make conversation? I don't know. I'm trying, but I'm not sure I'm doing the best job. It also means I'm skipping over a lot of people, which I kind of feel bad about, but Goblin Odds, do you have thoughts on overdiagnosis, especially in women? I personally, at least in the US, don't think that overdiagnosis for autism is a thing in females. But I could be wrong. The reason I say that is because of how difficult it is for people to listen, and the fact that there has been a bias, especially because people used to think that only boys would have it. There's been reported many times where an autistic girl might show more overtly autistic traits that are very obvious, and they get passed on anyway. And just like kind of, is that called an implicit bias? Like where they're not necessarily aware of it. But then a boy showing less symptoms or less overt symptoms would get diagnosed faster. So I really don't feel that currently there is an overdiagnosis issue with ASD in females in the US. I don't know about any other country, but that's just my perspective. Elva Fox, I'm trying to click your thing. How do you distinguish between what is your own personality and what is autism? Do you ever just stare into nothingness, wondering which is what? I think that's fantastic. I think that brain. Yeah, see, it's we've passed the hour mark, and my brain's like, yeah, I'm gone. I think part of it is knowing that does it matter which part is which? Because technically, and like I think that's the argument for like autistic over autism, like with autism, because it's literally like how your brain is wired. That you have more connections and different connections than like somebody else. Whereas like, you know, maybe stimming isn't necessarily your specific personality, right? But the idea that like some people almost feel like autism is their personality, but that's not true. Like we're all so very different, even in, yes, our autistic expression, but as human beings. So yeah, sometimes I think about it and then I'm like, well, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I stare into the abyss, into nothingness, etc., wondering a lot of things. I'm sure that's been on there, but that's one of the things I've been pretty good at being like, yeah, I don't know if it matters. Nikki Ray says, my little brother got diagnosed. I was wondering about that. Sorry. But it's not my story to tell, and he doesn't believe it. Is this common for someone that has issues understanding? And you said, sorry if your wording is weird. Your wording is just fine. It is pretty common for people who aren't personally seeking it to not believe it. I've noticed, I have a friend actually who her brother, he was diagnosed at a young age, actually, but they didn't tell him until he was an adult, I think, or an older teenager. And he had a very At first, he thought people were lying to him. He thought his family was lying that he had it, because in his world, he was just him. And because he wasn't the one searching for answers and not understanding why he's not like everyone else, it comes kind of as a shock, like, oh no, I've been me this whole time, right? Like this idea, because there's this conception of what autism is, and it can be really hard to come to terms with the idea that you and that perception you have are the same thing when you never thought there was anything wrong or different or whatever with what you did, especially if your perception of autism is negative, because it's almost like, oh, you're saying I have this, like, oh, I'm not like that at all. When I was searching for what was wrong with me, I came across autism in Google search results for specific things that were really, really bothering me and freaking me out. Probably 2 or 3 times that I remember distinctly, and thinking, okay, well, clearly Google's not helping me because autism isn't it. So yeah, it does take time. It takes time. It is very normal to reject the idea, because again, if they're not the person looking for answers, they don't understand why on earth like that would make sense, you know? It is difficult, I think, because when you're searching for answers and you find it, you do have to deal with realizing your whole life why things were the way they were, and realizing that it's almost like the whole world shifts, and you realize that some people weren't really your friends, and some people really thought you were weird, and some people were just using you, and all of a sudden you start just realizing all these things about the world that you kind of skipped over because you thought you knew, or you pretended you knew about the world, and then you realize you didn't. And then it just becomes very difficult. Sometimes, like if you were searching for it, it's frustrating, but at least you have answers now, and I feel like it's almost like a grieving process. I think it's harder for someone who wasn't looking for answers, because then they're realizing, okay, if they start coming to terms with it, oh, like you all thought I was like this, and that's why you had me tested, or that's why this happened, and that can be really hard for people. So I just think, like, if it's been real recent, especially, just being on the lookout and trying to be really supportive of how they're feeling, and what he's maybe going through. It is very difficult to process, and with autism, it can be difficult to process big things anyway, really, even sometimes smaller things. So yeah, it's very normal, and I just went off on a tangent. Sorry about that. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so Jack been here. I am curious about your streaming software stuff, especially since it has a picture of a duck in the corner. What do you use and how do you like it? So normally I use OBS. That's what I've used in the past. This is StreamYard. I like it a lot better because it's a lot easier and user-friendly, and it's online based. It's what lets me have this little thing that here, right there, that says my name, and lets me put up your comments and stuff. So I think that's really cool. And brain, sorry. The only thing is, obviously, there's like this thing there. But yeah, I like it. It's free. That's why the thing is there. If you pay for it, the thing goes away. It also makes it easy. Like, if at any point I feel like being like, hey, random person in the chat, you want to come online with me? Which I don't know if I'll ever do that, but if I do, it's really easy to facilitate that. So yeah, I like it. Sorry. Nikki Ray says, I legit saw a brain fart. LOL. That's amazing. Sorry. That's amazing. Okay. Bucket of crows. I have some tasks I need to do today, but just wanted to say thank you for replying to my comment earlier. Yeah, it was helpful and let me vent a bit. Well, very cool. I'm really glad that it was helpful to vent and stuff. And thank you for stopping by and saying hi real quick. Yay, tasks. I feel like everyone's probably being a lot more productive than I am, even though like this is part of, what I do, but yeah. What? I like this. Okay. Fresh Orangina. Does anyone else think of their brain like an octopus? Central brain with brain tentacles. I don't, but that's an interesting way of thinking of it. Okay, someone else got it. Anyone more than me on the spectrum experiencing sleeping issues? I know a lot of people do, and the comments might be able to help share people's insomnia experiences. Luckily for me, I have been a person who sleeps really well, as in I sleep a lot, which kind of is concerning sometimes. But at least that is one thing I don't have a problem with. A lot of people do, though. Yeah. So many things happening. Oh my goodness. Okay. Katie, I stumbled upon a YouTube video that was comparing ADHD and ASD. This made me realize I was autistic. It caught me by surprise at first, but then I finally felt like I could understand myself. Well, that's really cool. I think like that's the coolest thing is like people realizing and like it's almost like everything starts clicking. And that just I don't know, that's like the best part because it's no longer like, oh, there's this weird thing that's wrong and I'm broken, I don't understand. It's like, oh, that's because of this. Like I tell my husband a lot when I'm researching for videos, I'm like, oh, did you know this thing that I do that really annoys you? That's because of this thing, and what happens in my brain is this. And he's like, great. He doesn't really care about like the sciencey things that I like about finding about stuff. So stuff. Okay, sorry, stuff. Yakbin here says, if I can click on it, doesn't everyone feel like everyone else is more productive? I feel like this is a relatively normal phenomenon since we only see snippets of others' lives, but all of our own. Could be. I mean, I feel like there are a lot of people who do more, but I don't know, maybe. It depends, I guess. I don't know. Does everybody feel that way? It's very possible. It's very possible. Mary Murphy, if I can click on you. I used to have insomnia, then I got depression and anxiety, and now I sleep a lot, except for when anxiety makes me stay up all night worrying. Understandable. I don't know, like, I feel bad, because I'm like, I don't know if it's, like, a good thing to have insomnia combated by the sleeping effects of depression, but, like, at the same time, then, like, your brain functions a little better when you're not, like, awake all night. I don't know. I'm not a professional on that, so, yeah. I guess they're both not, like, the best, but, Kirsty Perkins says, does the fact that autistics have a shorter life expectancy than neurotypicals make you uneasy? When you have mental illnesses that suggest things to you in your head sometimes. Okay, here's the thing. I'm really bad at looking into like the future. Like in my brain when I was a child, I used to have this weird timeline. And there was like 8 and 9 and 10 like here. And then it went like up in my brain. So like 11, 12, and then the teenage years were like this. Here, I'll try to move over so you can see. So like, you know, down and then up and then this line, and there was like the teenage years, and then there was like 20, 21, and like that time, and it looks like this in my head. So it's like this little line that goes up. And I don't know how this makes any sense, but this stuff, the rest of time, 20s somethings and onward, exists like in this mass of cloud in my brain. And I don't know why I have this mental timeline in my head of what age looked like for me. So I guess when I was young and for quite a while, I never really imagined that things beyond the 20s existed. But they do. So I don't know. Like I think there's a lot to consider when we look at that statistic. I think it's definitely something I want to look into. Does it make me uneasy? I don't know, because I feel like I don't want to think that far. Mostly because we're living in 2020, and at this point I'm surprised we're all still alive anyway, the way that things have sounded. And so like I don't like thinking that far. And so maybe I just don't think about it. I don't know, but I think it is something I need to like look into and talk about with you guys because it is a very real issue. And I would understand why a lot of people would be concerned and off-put by it, if that makes sense. Roni Bunny says, I gently run my fingernails lightly up and down my arms as I am drifting off to sleep. My husband says I do it in my sleep as well. I wonder what other stims I do in sleep and if it's common. That's interesting. My husband told me the other day something about that. I'm pretty sure he said I did some sort of stim in my sleep, which I didn't think, like, I didn't know that. Oh, Nikki Ray, I'm FaceTiming my mom right now. I don't know if she can hear or see, but hi. Okay, sorry. And I showed her the computer screen and she said, I like all the stuff she's been doing to her hair and I miss her so much. She's my fourth love, 3 kids and my bestie. Oh, I love you too. Oh my god. Okay, so like you're amazing. Yeah, so I've known Nikki Ray and her mom since, as she said in here, like 5th grade, and her mom and her family has been honestly like a second family throughout much of my life. I practically like spent all my time with them whenever I like had free time or whatever, and I even broke the rules, guys. I broke the rules. My bus wouldn't let people off at the wrong stop because of safety reasons. Of course, I didn't understand the safety reasons, but I was just like, I don't know, everybody, but people would get off on the wrong stop, so like everyone else did it. But anyway, so there was a stop that was closer to her house, and I broke the rules and I got off the bus at the wrong stop, and then I got told that I had to write, I will not get off on the wrong stop, like a bunch of times, and I cried like a baby because I don't get in trouble because I don't break the rules. So, you know, I don't know why that's relevant, but there you go. Yeah, you guys are great. Anya, maybe? Melissa did a video. Sorry, Gary Francis says, Anya or Anja, Melissa did a video on mortality. I'm petrified that there is nothing after death. Francis Bacon said, it always starts with birth and ends with death, but we are all here for 90 years. Hopefully then. Huh, that is an interesting concept. Yeah, I think it really, it depends on, you know, what different people believe about like what happens when you die and stuff like that. I think like the concept of life and like the idea of eternity and stuff like that, really difficult like concepts, I feel like, to wrap your brain around, especially because like, for example, you know, these are things we've never experienced ourselves, because if we did, we wouldn't be here. So it's like it's really hard to understand something that like you've never ever experienced. Like you've seen other people go through it, you've been affected by other people going through it, but you've never experienced it yourself. So like it's really weird. Yeah. Anyway, so there you go. Oh. Go show. Oh my goodness, it like did something. Okay, Josie M says, I mean, I move a lot, but I don't know what I would call that except annoying for my partner. That's fantastic. And then you all were talking about some stuff with hospice and stuff. Sad things that I don't know if it is appropriate for me to say because I'm in a weird mood and I would make it sound like laughy stuff and it's not like funny. So yeah, so it has been an hour and a half. Last time I made it to 2 hours, but I also couldn't talk anymore very well. So I think it would probably be a good idea for me to hop off here. So that's what I'm going to do. So just a fancy reminder, I'm supposed to tell you about this mask. The autism isn't a dirty word mask. And I'm going to link it again because that was my thing I was supposed to remember for this stream. So Merry Christmas. And yeah, so some of y'all were talking about the unknown that's like freaking you out or keeping you alive and all the things. And good night, everybody. And I have to say, good night, Nikki Ray. I love you too. I love all of you guys. You guys are super freaking awesome. I also put my link up there because I'm a genius. Sorry about that. That was a misclick. I didn't mean to quote myself on there. That's really awkward. I feel really dumb. Sorry. Anyway, so yeah. Goodbye, guys. Thank you for hanging out. I love you guys. You're freaking awesome. Hopefully I'll actually have videos this coming month. because I haven't done anything since the big Rona and all that jazz. But yeah, I will talk to you all another time. Well, next month, the last Thursday of next month at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will see you guys live again. And I hope you guys keep having. I don't know what I'm saying, so I'm just gonna push the end button. Bye, guys. Pushing end button.